Hi guys, you're welcome back once again on my channel. So today we'll learn how to make this beautiful shirt with a notch collar shirt. Okay, so you can see here on my table I have this particular fabric I'll be working on. This is a vintage raw crepe fabric. So first of all, we're going to be folding our fabric into two. Okay, so I want to first of all cut out the back first before I'll use the back to cut out the front. Okay, so you first of all determine your top length plus your allowance, your folding or hemming allowance, then you mark. So after that I'll go ahead, because remember the back is going to be longer than the front. Usually back of the shirt is usually longer than the front, so I'll go ahead and add extra 4 inches to the back. Or bear in mind your actual length plus your hemming or folding allowance. Then from there you're going to add extra 4 inches. Our back will be longer by 4 inches. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I had a limited fabric. It was just a leftover fabric. I decided to use it to make this video. You can see the back here. You can see what I'm talking about. So this is the 4 inches. I folded it in. So for you to get the width, the amount of fabric you're putting on fold, you're going to divide your chest measurement by 4 plus your sewing allowance. Okay, so that is what I had there. So I'm using this remaining part of the fabric for my front. Okay, so for the front now, remember we are cutting on fold. So my material, it's a leftover material, so that is why I decided to cut out the back first before cutting the front. So now I'll go ahead and mark 4 inches. Okay, I'll be marking 4 inches, 3 inches plus 1 inch for the button allowance. Then from that 4 inches measurement, I'll go ahead and mark out the remaining bodies, or you can just mark 4 inches. You can see the way I'm trying to mark out the 4 inches from the top of the shirt to the bottom. So I'll go ahead and mark a straight line. So this will have our actual top length plus the hemming allowance. Okay, so here you can see I'm trying to place the back on the front. So this is what I have here, so that I'll be able to cut out the body measurement. Okay, so you can see where my actual length started. So this is what I'm trying to highlight. So this is the actual measurement. So I will remove this and I'll cut out. You can see I'm trying to cut out the actual length of the shirt. Remember the back will be longer than the front by 4 inches. So now I'm going to fold this allowance in. So I'm folding it in. So here I made a little mistake though, but it still came out well. The only issue is that it shortened the allowance I left. So here I was supposed to mark out my 1 inch. Remember I marked 4, so I was supposed to fold in 3 inches. Then the remaining 1 inch will be my button allowance, but I folded all the 4 inch in. At the end of the day, I still went ahead to mark out my 1 inch, as you can see. So but still at the end of the day I still had a more allowance for the shipping. Okay, so you can see what I'm trying to do. So here, this is the button allowance I'm marking out. So in other words, I use 4 inches for the fold, for the overlap. So that overlap will be the overlap for the notch collar. Okay, so now after marking out my 1 inch, I'm going to pick the back. So this is how you can see. So the back is down. I pick the front and place it on top of the back. So the back is the one down. So you can see the front is on top of the back. See where my back started? You can see. So this is the 1 inch of button allowance I left. So that is where the back is going to start. This is, you can see now. So make sure everything is well arranged. So after that, I'm going to open up the 4-inch extension for the back. So I've opened it up. You can see the 4-inch extension for the back. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring them equal. So I'm trying to bring both the front and back together. If you look downward, you can see the extension has come out of there, but we are going to be working on the upper side. So that is why I pulled them together. So we are going to be slanting our shoulder. So slant, I think I slanted by 2.5. You can use 2 inches, you can use 3 inches for your shoulder slope. So I use 2.5. So I marked 2.5 like so. So I'm going to slant it into the middle point, or the center of the fabric. So this is how I'm going to slant it. You can see I've chopped it down. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so now I'm done with the cutting. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to pull down the front downwards. Remember, the down is still longer, so I'm going to pull it down like so. The hemming parts, I put it down. So here I'll go ahead and use my iron to strengthen that fold a bit. You can see now I'm done with the ironing. So after pulling it down, you can see, so the next thing is for us to mark out our shoulder measurements. You're going to divide your shoulder or back by 2. Then you're going to mark starting from the front. So I'm going to be marking it. So this is how I'm marking it. So after that, now the next thing here, you have to minus the, remember we have slanted it, so we're going to, I forgot to minus the 2.5 inches for the shoulder slope before marking out my armhole depth. So that is, you can see I've done that. I've corrected my mistake. I minus the slant, the shoulder slope, the 2.5 inches. So after that, you're going to get your midpoint. You come in by 1 inch. Then you are going to connect. So I'm using free hand here. Use your free hand to connect. So this is the armhole curve. So remember, you minus your front, all these things, all the markings, I did it on the front part. So after that, I'll fold. So this is how I'm going to overlap the back, then give it a nice ironing so that it will be smooth. So after that, I will extend the armhole line or the shoulder line. So you can see the way I'm extending it to the back. So after that, I'll go ahead and cut it out. So you can see it's correct. So I'm trying to cross check. So I'll go ahead and cut it out now. Okay. So I'm cutting out the armhole. This is the armhole curve. After that, I'll notch. Make sure you notch so that we know where you're going to fix your sleeve. So now for us to mark out our neckline, so you can see here from this part, I'll go ahead and mark 3 inches. I use 3 inches or 2.5. I use 2.5. I use 3 inches. Then the depth, I used 4 inches. You can see how I'm placing my markings. Starting from the back, I marked 4 inches for the neck depth. Then I'll go ahead and connect. After connecting, then I'll go ahead and curve the neck line. Give it a curve. You can use your French curve or you can use your free hand. Here I'm using my free hand. So after making this curve, so I'm going to open up the, so here I opened it up. We are going to remove it. So we are going to, you can see I'm done with the opening. So you just watch closely and see how I'm going to cut the front. So you can see this is where I discovered the mistake I made earlier on. I explained, so you can see from here. So watch and see the way I'm trying to cut. Then when you get, you're going to lift it up, cut only the front. You can see I'm trying to make sure I'm picking only the front. Then when you get here, you're going to cut out the back. So you see the way I'm trying to cut out the neckline. So then I'm going to smoothen the back neckline like so. So we are done. This is what I have here. You can see we are done cutting the neckline. So this is the overlap for the button extension. You can see it is a way too big of allowance, so this is where the mistake, but it's not so much of a mistake, just that I added more. Okay, so now the next thing now is to measure the armhole so that we'll be able to cut out the sleeve. Like I said, the fabric is just a leftover fabric, so I'm just trying my everything possible to manage it. So I'll be cutting it one sleeve at a time. So I have a detailed tutorial on how to cut a basic sleeve. You can check in my channel the video on how to cut a basic sleeve. So now trying to get the midpoint of the line, so you're going to make something like an X. So this is also a free hand, so I'm going to mark the armhole, the sleeve round rather. Okay, so after that I'll use it to duplicate on to cut the second fabric. Okay, so now guys, so this is what I have here. So now I'm going to cut the back yoke. You can see how my fabrics are in pieces. It's just a leftover, but I'm so glad that I was able to use it to do something, to create something, and to make a beautiful shirt out of it. Okay, so this is it. This is the back yoke. So this is the back yoke. So here I used 8 inches for the depth or the length of the yoke. I used 8 inches, including the folding allowance. Okay, so I'll go ahead and open it up. So this is the back. So this is the back. This is the yoke I'm talking about. So after that, you're going to be folding it on the right side. You can see how I placed it. So I'll go ahead and pin it up. Okay, I'll pin it to secure it to be in place. After that, you are going to be folding the down part like so. This is how we're going to fold it and give it a very nice iron. Okay, so you can decide to make it a V depending on the design you are working on. So after that now, so you can see this is the front. So this is the front. This is the reason why you can see you can decide to reduce this overlapping. You can decide to reduce it, but I'm going to be, you can decide to pin it. Reduce, you can cut, you can fold it like so, but I think I will be leaving it like that. Okay, so I'll just open it up. So here now I'll go ahead and trim the neckline. You can see, so this is the reason why I cut the neckline the way I did earlier on, so that you'll be able to get the accurate, so that, because if you cut it direct, there will be a tendency that when you are open, it will not be equal again. But I don't know if I'm making sense, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say in this video. So this is what we have here. You can see how beautiful it is. So I'm going to, from the neckline, I will measure 1 inch. That is where I want my notch to start, so I'm going to notch it 1 inch. That is where our collar is going to start. Remember, it's a notch collar shirt. Okay, so I'm notching the 1 inches I measured. From the neckline, just measure 1 inch in. You can see, so it's going to overlap like so, plus the button. This is how it's going to look like. So here now, this is the back. You can see how beautiful it's turning out. to be. So this is what I have. Then this is the sleeve. You can see I've ironed it. So I'm going straight to my sewing machine. Okay, so guys, so here we are on my sewing machine. I'll first of all sew the yoke. So this is the back yoke, neatly ironed. I'll just sew a very thin on the edge of the yoke of the folded part. I'll just make a very neat stitches there. So after that, now the next thing, I'm so sorry about this video. I think it's skipping or so. I don't understand what is going on. Okay, but whatever it is, you can see that I'm trying to sew the sleeves. So I'm done stitching the sleeves. I'll put it aside. The next thing is to sew the notch. You can see where I notched, the 1 inch I notched. Okay, that is what I'm trying to sew. So here I'll go ahead and fold it like so, right side facing right side. And I'm going to sew that 1 inch. I'm going to sew it. I'll just sew and stop. The allowance we use for the lapping, you can see. So I'll turn it up. So this is how it looks like. So you see, this is what I'm trying to say. So this is it. So if I sewed, that's where is going to stop. The collar will not reach to the end or the center front. So after sewing, now the next thing is to join. We are going to be joining the shoulders. Okay, so I'm going to pin. I'm trying to secure them so that it won't be flipping around. So I'll use the back yoke as the lining. So I'm going to be using it to turn the shoulders, see. So I'll go ahead and place the right side facing right side, then I'll use the yoke to turn it. You can see the way I flipped it. So you can see I'm trying to redo it again. So after that, you go ahead and sew. So I'm trying to secure the, so let's see. So you can see the way I place the shoulders, right side facing right side, and I use the back yoke and I flip it to the other side. After that, I'm going to sew. You can see. So after sewing, you're going to have a very nice shoulder joining. Going to be very nice, both inside and outside is going to be neat. So that is why I used the back yoke to turn it. You can see how it is. See the inside, this is the outside. It's very neat. So I'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, I will repeat the same process on the other side of the other shoulder. You can see I place them together, right side facing right side. Then I'm going to pick the back yoke and I flip it to the other side. Then I'll sew. Okay, this is for you to have a very neat and finish at the shoulder joining. If you don't have a yoke to use to turn it, no problem, you can just join it straight like that. So it's still fine. But since I have the yoke, I used it as a lining to turn the shoulder. Okay, so we are done. So the next thing now, I'm going to fold in the armholes. I'm going to pin them together. As you can see, I'm trying to pin the armholes together for me to get exactly the midpoint, the shoulder parts where I'm going to be attaching my sleeve. Okay, so yeah, make sure you hold both the back and front armhole. Make sure they match each other. They are going to get the middle point of the shoulder like so. That is where you're going to attach your sleeve. Then you're going to notch it down. So you can see I'm still trying to make sure everything is in order. Make sure you get the exact midpoints. Okay, if not, after joining your sleeve, you're not going to have a very nice sleeve joining. So I'll go ahead and pick one of my sleeve. You can see going to trim the excess fabric I left. So I will do the same thing on the other side, trying to trim the excess fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the notched part, the center part of the sleeve, then I'm going to match it with the center part of the shoulder. So that is where I'm going to be joining my sleeves. So you can see what I'm trying to do. So you pin it down. This is very simple and easy to sew. So it's even beginner friendly. You can make a very nice and unique shirt following these simple steps. So go ahead and pin all the shoulders, all the sleeves to the shirt. Pin it all around, then you sew. Okay guys, so at this point, if you have not given this video a thumbs up, I don't know what you are still waiting for. Please kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, like and share. Okay, now so after joining the shoulder, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be top stitching. It's more like a design, and after joining the shoulders, okay, so I'm going to be top stitching it, but now I'm still trying to sew the armhole. I'm still joining the shoulder, the sleeves. So after joining my sleeves, I'll open it. So I'm going to be top stitching on the sleeve, okay, to give it this kind of design. So some people, they use double stitches, but I'm going to be using just single stitches. Okay, so you can see, so this is what I'm trying to say. I'll open it up. So I'm going to stitching on the shirt part. I'm going to move all the sleeve allowance to the main bodies, to the main shirt, not the sleeve part, the main shirt. Then I will stop stitch to give it this beautiful design. Then place the two together, the two sleeves. So here I'm trying to shape the bodies. You can see I'm trying to shape the shirts. Going to measure the sleeve round, or the round sleeve, then sew it with the allowance, the sewing allowance I gave it earlier on. So I'm trimming this excess. So after that, now our shirt is almost ready. It's almost ready. So this is what we have. Okay, it's left with the shirt, the collar. So guys, you can see how far I've gone. This is what we have here. So I'm left with the collar and the hemming, the down part. So this is it. So this is what we have. So all we need to do now, you can see I'm left, what is left with the shirt, the collar, and you can see how I'm trying to measure, starting from the 1 inch I sewed. See, so I will measure it round to the other side of that 1 inch I sewed earlier on. You can see this is where my shirt will stop. So from one end to the other, you measure. So here this down part, remember earlier when we are cutting, it was straight, but here I changed my mind. I wanted to give the side a little curve. So you can see I'm trying to give it a curve. So I came up by the side by 2 inches, then I curve it into the center part. You can see this is totally optional. You can still leave it straight the way it was, but I decided to just add a little curve to that part. You can see, so I just curve it a bit after I've sewn. After I've finished shaping, I decided this is just totally optional. Okay, you can just sew it straight the way it was, it's still fine. So I'm done with that. So you can see the next thing now is to cut out our collar. I'm going to be cutting out our collar. Okay, so I'll be using this hemming gum to hold this part down. So I'll be using this hemming gum. Okay, so I'll do that later. Then after that, I'm going to fold. After folding, I'll attach the collar. Then I will show you guys the finished look. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for joining me on this particular tutorial. So here we are cutting the collar. I have this on fold. So after measuring your neck, the round, you're going to divide it by 2. So this is, I've divided it by 2. So I'm using a stiff or a stay, the medium size a stay, so that I'll be able to firm the sleeve. So here I have the wideness, I use 3 inches, but later on I realized it's a little bit big, so I reduced it. I used 2.5. You can use 2 inches for your collar width. Yeah, so at the middle point there, I reduced it by 1/2 inch. You can see, to give it this shape, this kind of shape. So here you can see I have my fabric is almost finished. So I'm just trying to manage this little piece I have here. I'll be using this white as the lining. Okay, so guys, you can see here I'm done sewing it. So I'm going to be attaching it. I want to show you guys how to attach your collar. So you can see here, see, so I'm going to place, I'll be placing it from the 1 inch where we stop. You can see our notch collar has formed. So after sewing all around, you are going to be using the remaining part to cover it up. You can see, so that you'll be able to get a very neat and finishing. Okay, so you can see here I'm trying to sew. So this is the collar I'm sewing now. After joining it like so, then we are going to flip it to the other side and close it up. Okay, so sorry for this video, the way it's jumping is fluttering, so sorry about that. So you can see I have a very nice and neat collar. So the next thing now is to finish the down parts. So I'm going to, so this is how it's going to look like. This is a notch collar, you can see. So I'll go ahead and fold the down. I'll be hemming this down part. After that, then we are good to go. Then we'll do the buttonholes and fix our button. Then the shirt is super ready. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. To all my wonderful subscribers, I appreciate you all. To all the passers-by, thank you guys so much for stopping by. And to my returning subscribers, you guys are really amazing. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.